Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It's David here. We are back with another video now. Welcome, guys, to the Atlanta Falcons versus Los Angeles Rams game review / discussion. Now, as you guys can see on the screen right now, I'm very surprised because I thought this game was going to be a blowout, and I predicted the blowout to happen. I predicted the Falcons to lose 31-10. Funny enough, I predicted the Rams to score 31. But I didn't predict the Falcons to score. I didn't predict the Falcons to score 27. And looking at the quarters, 7 points by the Rams in the first quarter, 14-3 in the second quarter. Third quarter, it was actually 28-3 at one point. Sorry, in the fourth quarter, no, yeah, in the third quarter, it was 28-3 at one point. 28-3. And that is the biggest lead the Falcons have ever blown. And we were only 4 points away from creating the greatest comeback in Falcons history. But what happened? Well, let's take a look at the quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota. If you guys do not see my new podcast that will be coming out this Tuesday, make sure to tune in because I'm going to have a lot to say about this quarterback and backup quarterback. Marcus Mariota, 17 for 26, 109 yards, 7.5 average. He averaged 7.5 yards per throw. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. If I've ever seen a Marcus Mariota game, it had to be this game. 2 touchdowns to 2 picks, and this man was slipping and sliding all over the place. He got sacked 3 times. 3 times, and he had a QBR of 61.0 compared to Matthew Stafford's 79.3, even though Matthew Stafford did, in fact, throw 2 picks. But let's take a look at Matthew Stafford's stats real quick. 27 for 36, already better than Marcus Mariota's. Averaged 7.6, so he averaged 0.1 more yards than Marcus Mariota. He had 1 more touchdown, but he had the same amount of interceptions. But look at his passer rating. 100.7 compared to 81.6 is clear to see. We lost in the passing game. Moving on towards the rushing game. Our rushing offense had 27 carries in total, 1 more carry than Los Angeles rushing carries. The only difference is we got more yardage thanks to a Brandon Powell minus 26 yards. Besides that, the Rams would dominate us on running. We averaged our best runner was Cordell Patterson, and he had 10 carries for 41 yards. Didn't score a touchdown. He averaged 4.1 yards per carry, which is kind of obvious because 4 times 10 is 41. So 41 times 10 would be, or 4.1 times 10 would be 41. So it's kind of obvious. Tyler Algier, our second running back, due to Damian Williams being injured, had 10 carries, 30 yards, averaged 3.3 yards per carry. And then when it came to the Rams, they had 10 carries with Darnell Henderson, 47 yards, 1 touchdown. Cam Akers, 15 carries, 44 yards, and 0 touchdowns. One thing I gotta say about this, at least our run defense actually stop them because the Rams have 2 capable running backs that could have ran over 100 yards. But thankfully, they did not do that. Moving on into the passing. Our best receiver was Drake London. But one thing I gotta note, guys, do you notice a certain person's name that only has 2 catches, 19 yards? Kyle Pitts. Our tight end who's supposed to have a breakout season this season. I have him in fantasy. What is this coach doing? I don't know what the coach is doing. Why can't he get Kyle Pitts open? Why can't he bring Kyle Pitts where Kyle Pitts can get open? I mean, I'm not saying anything about Drake London. Drake London, 8 receptions, 86 yards, 10.8 average per catch. Good with the touchdown. Eliminated executes, 2 catches, 21 yards, a touchdown. Not bad. Cardale Hodge, 2 receptions, 57 yards. Not bad. But Kyle Pitts, he needs to get more involved. He needs to get more catches. Because if we really want him to have a breakout season, he needs more catches. But we got beat in the pass, so we got beat in the passing. We would have got beat in the running, and we would have got beat in all three and in the receiving. Because Cooper Kupp had 11 receptions, 108 yards, averaged 9.8 yards per catch, had 2 touchdowns. Tyler Higbee, the tight end, 7 receptions, 71 yards, averaged 10.1 yards per carry. And then Allen Robinson had 4 receptions, 53 yards, averaged 13.3 yards per catch, and then 1 touchdown. So, 27 catches, 27 receptions compared to our 17 receptions, and they almost had almost 100 more. And Kyle Pitts, their tight end, only had 19 receptions compared to their tight end, who had 71 yards. 19 yards compared to 71 yards. Then, we look at the fumbles. And what's his name? It's there again. 2 fumbles by the Atlanta Falcons. We recovered both of them. We recovered 2 fumbles. But Marcus Mariota in back-to-back games. That is 3 fumbles in 2 games. You know what? Let me get on to this at the end of the video. Drew Dalman, I think that's a center. He lost a fumble. Darren Hall and Tyler Algier recovered a fumble. And Cooper Kupp had a fumble, and he lost a fumble. And Aaron Donald had a fumble, and he recovered it. Or I think he forced a fumble, and he recovered it. Yeah, he forced a fumble and recovered it. Sorry, my bad. And then we turn on to the defensive side. A.J. Terrell, 9 tackles, 0 sacks, 1 pass deflection. That is it. Then, the player of the game for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not even focusing on anything on the defense for LA because we already knew the Rams defense was going to be good. Michael Walker, 7 tackles, 5 solo tackles, and he ended up getting an interception. It doesn't show on here, but he ended up getting an interception. And then, I'm not even going to pronounce this guy's name, but this guy right here, 6 tackles, 2 solo tackles, 1 sack, and I'm pretty sure he did actually get an interception as well. So, the Falcons' defense seems to be improving. Now, Grady Jarrett, who had a monster game last season, was very, very quiet. Because his name is not even on here. Richie Grant, I'm looking for him to improve. Michael Walker, I'm going to pick him up in fantasy if I get the chance. Who else? Jalen Hawkins, I'm looking for him to improve. Troy Anderson. And yeah. We got 2 interceptions. Sorry, it was Casey Hayward. I got the interception. Not the guy I showed you earlier. It was Casey Hayward. And Michael Walker got the 2 interceptions. And Jalen Ramsey and Kobe Durant got the 2 interceptions for the LA Rams. And then when it came to kicking, Younghoe Koo, 1 out of 2, 50%. His longest was 26-yarder compared to last week when we were playing the Saints. A lot is different. But, when it comes to this game, I didn't really expect that much from the Atlanta Falcons. To be honest, I didn't feel like the Atlanta Falcons were going to have a chance at beating the Rams. And it just goes to show you, taking a look at the standings now, Tampa Bay is 2-0 after beating Dallas. New Orleans lost to Tampa Bay. Carolina lost to the Giants, so I guess we have that. And in the NFC West, San Francisco lost their quarterback of the future in Trey Lance, but still won. And every team in the NFC West has a win. So, that's good for them. But that is it for the Falcons review. I will see you guys all next week when we're talking about the Falcons versus the Seahawks game review. See you guys later. Peace.